Okay, if that is the case, we will proceed, but we'll have to deal with one preliminary matter. When we sent the invitation to the governor of Mombasa, we also indicated the resolution of the Senate. Because you did not find an opportunity to appear before this committee before the constitutional deadline of 31st of March, the Senate adopted the report of the Auditor General in its entirety. The Senate resolved that you would appear before this committee within a period of 30 days to furnish us with an update on the measures you are taking to implement the observations or recommendations of the Auditor General. The committee or the House further resolved to impose a fine of 500,000 Kenya shillings for failure to honor summons where you are supposed to appear before this committee on 30th of March ahead of the constitutional deadline. I want to find out from the clerk of the Senate whether in our records, we have evidence that the fine has been paid.
Chairman, thank you, Chairman. We have received, today this morning, we have received a copy of the banker's check from the county executive, that's from the governor, dated 4th June, of a banker's check addressed to the Senate, in favor of the Senate. So we can confirm that the payment has been made.
So there's a banker's check that has been addressed to the clerk?
Yes, there's a banker's check addressed to the clerk of the Senate.
I think in our letter communicating the fine, we had given a 2-week limit for settlement of the fine. But now that the clerk confirms that there is evidence that the fine has been paid, I think members, we do not need to belabor the point. We can take it that the governor has paid the fine, and we can now proceed with our substantive meeting. Now, we have 3 reports to deal with. We have the report of the county executive, the report of the county revenue fund, and the report of the receiver of revenue. In our earlier brief with the Auditor General, we realized that there was a little problem in terms of the report that was tabled for the county executive. You might have noted, maybe your technical people may have noted, that the report of the county executive, page 1 and page 2 of the auditor's certificate referred to the receiver of revenue rather than to the county executive. And so, having reviewed that, we have found that it might not be very possible or very tenable for us to consider the report on the executive on account of that. I think it's a document management problem. When the Auditor General tabled the certificate, there was a mix-up on page 1 and page 2. Now, as you understand parliamentary practice, we cannot now use another document which was not tabled. They have the correct one, but since it was not tabled formally, we might not be able to rely on it because the affected parts are the qualifying issues to the financial statements. Because if you go by it, it will appear as if there was only one qualifying issue, and yet in the real report, there were about 6 or 7. As a result, having gone through that, we have agreed with the Auditor General that it is possible to deal with the receiver of revenue as we correct that problem on the county executive. So today we will deal with the report of the receiver of revenue, which is not small because it's you had a 6.9 billion budget on that, and if we spend 1 or 2 hours or 1 hour or less on the receiver of revenue, then we'll schedule a separate date to deal with the county executive once we retable the right report to the Senate. So, as agreed, honourable members, we will start with the report of the receiver of revenue. Governor, I can see you are itching to say something.
No, I'm not itching, but in the spirit of fair administrative justice as well, if I was fined 500,000 shillings because I was not present, is someone taking responsibility for the fact that they did not table the documents the way they were meant to be tabled? Because even that 500,000, I had to, Faki helped me with some money, and the speaker I'll bet he helped him a bit late, and some of my staff members walichanga changa hapa. That's why today morning is when we were able to pay that $500,000.
Yeah, that poor.
Chair, Chair,
just before.
Senator,
I think, Governor, that is a very dangerous path because the Senate requires that money comes from your pocket. You are admitting that we should refund the people who have contributed that money to you so that we get money from you. Secondly, the good thing with you is that...
If they give it to me, it's mine.
Just a minute.
Let's allow Senator Sifuna to...
Only the good thing is the governor has been a member of parliament. He has chaired committees similar to these ones. The consequences of failure to appear to the committee are in the standing orders. So I would want you, in your vast experience as a parliamentarian, that request that you've made, which standing order are you anchoring it on, or which law?
Chair, Senator Sifuna is asking me to wear a role that I once wore. Over the years, from the time that I was a member of parliament, an able member of parliament, and a seasoned member of parliament, and a seasoned chair, standing orders changed. But if given the opportunity, I don't mind actually going back and rereading those standing orders. But I am aware. And one of the things that has changed in Parliament as well is the Public Investment Committee was split into 3. Standing orders were actually changed during our time. CSs were not appearing. When you do an amendment, a certain section that was once section 1A could end up being section 1C. And since we're on camera here, allow me not to be able to indulge on something that, but I don't mind. I can actually go back. But more
on or dealing with the division of revenue and allocation of revenue and the money that comes to counties. And the Senate has insisted that counties must get 454 billion, a position that we hold firmly. So just to settle this matter so that we get into the report, the 500,000 shilling fine was imposed because you were found to be in contempt of parliament. It is not because you didn't provide some document here and there, but we invited you specifically on 30th of March this year. You failed to appear without any justifiable reason. Some of your colleagues came. Governor Orengo was here, Governor Turukana was here, and a few others. We did not find them. So that fine is on account of contempt. I think the other matter is administrative, and we do understand that sometimes the problem can be on the part of the governor, sometimes the problem can be on the part of the auditor, sometimes it can be on the part of the Senate. So let's proceed. Let's not reopen the issue of the fine because it has now been settled.
I'm totally in agreement, Chair, and I want to appreciate the support of the Senate on devolution itself. The fact that the proposed equitable share, the revenue share for counties should be at 454. I want to also go on record, Chair, because this is something that is going to be picked up after next financial year as well. One of the major issues that is going to be a topic, and we hope that that is not what is going to happen, is the issue of UHC staff. Failure for UHC staff to be absorbed and their money to be as part of equitable share, there is going to be a challenge, Chair, because then those staff will have to be hired based on the fact that if it is conditional grants, they'll only be able to be hired based on that period, because not all counties can be able to afford a total cumulative figure for all counties would be 8.9 billion shillings. Not a subject for today, but I just wanted to state it on record that I appreciate the support that the Senate has been able to put forward on matters of devolution.
Senator Sifuna?
Chair, the last we had of this matter as the Senate was that the Council of Governors had reached an agreement with the Treasury. I think there was even indication by the national government that funds had been set aside in the current budget. Are you saying that was not the case, Governor?
No, what I'm saying is there's funds can be able to be set aside in two ways. They can be either in equitable share or they can be as conditional grants.
Yes.
If they're not going to be as equitable share, what is going to happen? Because anything can happen. A conditional grant does not mean that that is going to be the status. Now, if an employee is going to be employed on permanent and pensionable, and the revenue that you're receiving is only pegged on that one financial year, the danger that is there is next financial year, if in the wisdom of Treasury or in the wisdom of Parliament that conditional grant should not be there, then there's going to be a danger. Those people are going to, their budget is not going to be available. So it is important for that figure. I speak, one, as the Governor of Mombasa, two, as the Chair of the Health Committee of the Council of Governors, because this is something that is going to pop up. And our hope is that once the mediation has already been agreed on, and I think that one of the reasons why Senate has also proposed the figures to be at 454 is to be able to take into consideration that we have UHC staff.